and it's crazy that you mentioned that just because we just had the Rashad Bateman decision happen. We had Caleb Farley going on last week. So, of course, with that being breaking news now, I have to ask you about that, just the Rashad Bateman situation, just your thoughts on him as a prospect, and then this whole ordeal with guys that are projected to be first-round picks and them declaring early, essentially.
Yeah, and it's something where obviously you'd love to have that extra year of film because the more you see, the more you know, the more you can understand about the player. But I don't think this is a situation where it's going to hurt their draft stocks. The NFL, I think, is certainly going to be understanding of why certain players are deciding to do this, and it's going to be interesting to see the numbers. So far, we've had two notable ones with Farley and Bateman. Bateman, I've been doing my position previews on The Athletic, and my wide receiver preview came out a few weeks ago, and Bateman was my number 2 receiver behind only Jamar Chase of LSU. And with Bateman, I wrote in my piece how, you get vibes of Michael Thomas, you get vibes of Keenan Allen, guys who are not going to blaze, a 4.4 40-yard dash. They're more 4.5 guys, but the savvy that they play with, the route running, his ability to release, sell the pattern, maintain speed in and out of his cuts, just understanding how to leverage a defensive back. That's something you see on Bateman's tape. And so I think, he has size, 6'2", 210, not a burner, but I think he's fast enough. And so with Rashad Bateman, this is a chance to be a really good wide receiver class, maybe even better than last year. And last year was an historic class. So it's a really, really good group. And I think Bateman has a chance to be near the top of that list.
Right, and it's really interesting times just because with Bateman, you watched Tyler Johnson last year, and you're like, man, who's this other guy opposite of him, number 13? He really stood out to you. So I think he's a guy that really didn't need another year of film just because I think his film was so good last year, over 1,000 yards, and we know the accolades that he had last year. But I think this is a situation where Caleb Farley really was the first domino to fall, and Bateman was just the next guy in line. So could you see some other guys potentially maybe opting out, or like, for example, a guy like, I know they have like different aspirations as far as national championship hopes, but Travis Etienne, I think he's another great example of a guy that potentially could come out, but we don't know what's going on in his corner, what people are telling him. And then his situation, I think, is a little bit different just because Clemson has a legitimate shot of winning the national championship. And then we know why he came back to get his degree and things of that nature. So with ATN, do you think there's some other guys that potentially could follow in the footsteps of Farley and also Bateman?
Oh, no question. That I would be shocked if we don't hear a lot more names. It's going to happen, and it's understandable. What their motivations are with just the uncertainty of the season and wanting to stay healthy, and just they know they're going to declare for the 2021 draft anyways. So just get a head start, combine training, and I wish things were normal. I wish things were just like, we had a regular college football season, because I'd love to see these guys back on the college football landscape, see them play this fall. It's the situation we're in. And so we're going to see a few more, and it's going to be interesting to see, so far we've had a couple of big name guys. Will we see even bigger names choose to do this as well? It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. No question.